Hey guys, it's Devin Doherty from Park Bench. Super excited to talk about another Mission Viejo superstar business owner. I'm here with Deborah Brener. Deborah, it's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
I'm super excited to be here today. You are a classical piano instructor.
Yes.
And you operate here from your home in Mission Viejo.
That's correct.
And you're in the beautiful South Mission Viejo area of Quail Run. I absolutely love this neighborhood.
I do too.
Yeah, and tell us about your journey. How did you get into piano world?
Well, I've been playing the piano my entire life. My father played the piano. His mother did as well. And I had to take piano lessons. It was something I was told to do, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And I also played the violin for 10 years.
Okay.
So music was a part of my life growing up. And after a while, I had to give up the violin, and I continued with piano through college. And I went to Cal State Long Beach, got my bachelor's in piano performance, and then I went on to Cal State Fullerton for my master's in performance.
Okay.
And also studied what's called piano pedagogy, which is teaching.
Oh,
How
interesting.
to teach piano.
Okay.
And, I loved it. And then I got into college teaching and taught group piano for a number of years.
Wow.
Music theory, piano classes, and music appreciation, world music. And I've been teaching in my studio in different cities in Orange County, but mainly Coto de Caza and Mission Viejo for the past 30 years.
Wow.
And now in Mission Viejo mainly.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, and I'm sure you draw students from all over the place, right?
I do, but now here in Mission Viejo, yes.
So obviously there's a lot of piano types of instruction out there. There's large companies, there's small companies. What makes your business different?
I'm a member of the Music Teachers Association of California. And in the MTAC, we have a program called the Certificate of Merit program. And this is specifically for students who are serious about their studies. And students come to me, parents come to me with this in mind, because it's very academic. And the students start at a grade level and they go all the way up to level 10.
Okay.
And they work on performance, theory, ear training, sight reading. It's a whole number of things.
Wow.
But it is something that when they reach a certain level, it looks good for college entrance. They get scholarships. Colleges look at it a certain way. And I have been approached by parents wanting this program over the years.
Got it.
And so that's one thing that sets me apart from other teachers.
Right.
Is the Certificate of Merit program.
Very cool. And you told me when we were off camera just getting started that your average student is with you 8 to 10 years.
Most of my students stay with me. They start at around 7, 8 years old, and they stay with me up until their graduation.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And might as well just go there, right? They graduate, and then what do they do with it? I'm sure you've got students that go in all different directions.
I have one student who just went on to the Berklee School of Music.
Congratulations.
Yes, he also got into the Manhattan School of Music, and we worked together very hard on his application.
Wow.
We worked together. He just left last week for Berklee.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
So that's a graduate of yours and a graduate onto his next chapter of his
He
life.
wants to be a film composer.
Wow.
And he has an incredible voice. He went to Santa Margarita High School.
Okay.
And I was with him up from 6th grade. And his sister also is at Boston University, and she's studying opera. And they
Wow.
both studied with me.
That's so great. That's so great. So what's your favorite thing about your business?
I love working with the students. It's a joy to watch them grow up and achieve their goals. Even those who don't go into music professionally, they keep going in their piano. I have students who've become lawyers, doctors, psychiatrists, and they keep their piano as part of their life.
So cool.
And they'll tell me years later, I'm so glad that I studied piano. It was so important to me. And that means the world to me.
Yeah.
That they tell me this.
Right.
And that
Right.
it is important and that it meant so much to them.
That is really cool. What do you say to the student, raising my hand, that quit piano and didn't take it to the level where they became proficient?
Well, it's funny that you say this because I get calls all the time from adults
Right.
who want to come back to piano, and they'll tell me, oh, I'm so sorry that I quit. And I teach those students.
Yeah.
And they're the best.
Oh, cool.
Because they want it so badly. They stopped when they were 15, 16, whatever. And we work together, and they want to play Fiorelise or a Moonlight Sonata, and maybe they can't play it at the highest level. But what's nice is today we have arrangements of pieces that are almost as difficult as the original piece, and we can get right back into it.
Wow.
And they can play immediately.
That's cool.
Teaching today is different than it was 30 years ago. There's music for everybody, for every level.
That's
and
so
you
cool.
can enjoy it.
Very cool. Very cool. So I know you mentioned that you got into it through parental requirement. And what would you say to the parent who is got a student that is on the fence or is needing a nudge? How do you help them get onto that journey? Because everybody's not there at the same time, and you have the student that's semi-committed and you have students that's fully committed. How do you help them through that process?
So because of my training in pedagogy,
Yes.
I understand that there are different ways to start. Many children, young children, should have pre-piano training where they learn about rhythm and melody, and they're in little classes. There's Suzuki and Yamaha.
Right.
So for like the 4 and 5-year-old, I tell them go to a specific program for this.
Right.
And then come back to me when they're a little bit older. Sometimes a child needs more specific training from a different kind of teacher than from me. And I'll point out a colleague of mine that might be better trained for that.
Very cool.
Or if they want to study jazz, I'll send them to somebody who's better at jazz. Or somebody wants to learn to play by ear. I know somebody who's good at that. So there are people that are better skilled in those areas than I.
Yeah.
And those are my colleagues in the associations, the professional associations to which I belong, and we help each other.
And what are some of those associations?
Well, the Music Teachers Association, there's the California Association of Professional Music Teachers, that's CATMount. There's the MTNA, Music Teachers National Association. So these are all professional associations, and we're collectively working with each other. We're colleagues, and we work with each other and send students to one another for assistance. But you don't take on a student unless you know in your interview process that they are the right match.
That's really cool. I love how you're able to also be a conduit to other teachers for the right match.
Always.
Which keeps the pressure off the parent and the child and just allows you to see if there's a fit for you.
It's like anything else. I would never take a student on just because I want to make money from that parent. And oftentimes, more times than not, I send people away. Yeah. Because I don't want them to waste their money.
Understood. And that the reason why you're sending them away, what are the main reasons?
Because the child does not want to take lessons.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
they're here because the mother or father wants them to take lessons, and it's their dream.
Right.
Not the child.
Got it.
And if it's not the child's wish, then they're going to be here and we're going to have a really bad time.
Yeah. Well, you taught your kids how to play piano, you told me.
Oh, well, there you go. Yes.
What were the lessons there?
There was a big lesson for me, and I'll pass it on to anybody who's interested. Never teach your own child.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing, myself and my daughters a world of good, but they'll tell you, no, don't ever teach your child.
Yeah.
Send them to somebody else, and we learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Well, that's great mentoring, right? I think
Yes.
it's also for them to be able to get other mentors in their lives and instructors and maestros and all of that.
And there are enough of them around, yes.
So why would someone choose you, or why would they want to interview with you versus anything else? Because obviously there is all these choices out there.
I have a lot of experience teaching beginner through early advanced level students. I know how to work with children. I've been trained. I understand learning theory. I understand piano pedagogy. I understand technique. I've taught for many, many years. I take what I do seriously, and I love it. I also
can tell it's just coming out of your
I enjoy
pores.
what I do. And I try to match the music with the student. In other words, when a student is with me, I don't force them to play just the classics. I find music that works with them. And you can speak to any of the parents that have worked with me. They'll tell you that I find what is good for their student, for their child. And that's what I think I'm good at.
Very cool, very cool. So tell us about brag on some of your teammates or partners or even students.
Some of my students, well, it's interesting, I have a lot of young boys, teenage boys that have stayed with me, and they do great. They're playing baseball and football, and they come in here exhausted, and yet they're sitting here and playing Chopin and Brahms and Beethoven.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And they love it.
That's so cool.
They really love it. And it goes against every bit of, of logic.
Yeah.
But this has been what I have seen for the last 7 or 8 years, mostly boys in my studio.
Interesting.
And they want the study.
Yeah.
They want to study piano.
That's cool.
But now, we're mixing, what I do is I mix in popular music as well.
Mm-hmm.
They want to play, some popular, but they want to play the big warhorse pieces too.
Right.
And show off to their friends.
Right. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I don't know if I answered.
No, that's great. So who is your ideal client? Who are you looking to speak to in the camera? Like if you were saying, hey, come on over.
I enjoy teens.
Okay.
I enjoy working with teens, oftentimes kids who don't have any time to practice. I had one yesterday. He said to me, or I looked at him and I said, tell me, can you actually practice? He said, no. And I said, okay.
So you can come here without the need to practice?
He sits here when his sister's taking lessons, and he sits in the other room where I have a Clavinova digital piano, and he practices. And we work together. I have colleagues who go through the same thing. Because nowadays, these kids are taking 6, 7 classes, and 3 of them are honors, and then they have an AP class.
Right.
And they're so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I'm able to work with them in a way, and I can show you in a little bit, where they're finding success even with some practice here. And I thanked him. I said, you know what? The fact that you're even coming here and we're getting something done is great.
That's great.
And it's better than nothing.
Very, very cool. So if someone wanted to work with you, how would you want them to reach out?
They can reach me by my phone number. And
what's your number?
949-633-1022.
And we'll put it on the video.
Okay.
Yep.
I also have a website.
Okay. And what's your website?
It's brenerpiano.com.
Okay. And how do you spell the Brener?
Brener.
Okay.
Piano, all one word.
Okay.
Brenerpiano.com.
And we'll also put it on the video and the links below.
And then my email is lessons@brenerpiano.com.
Perfect. Awesome.
So I'm more than happy. And when you come here, I will give you a free lesson.
Very cool.
And then the parents can stay and watch. I also do lessons on Zoom.
Oh, very cool.
So anytime somebody is unable to come for any reason, I'll Zoom the lesson.
Very cool. And so does that mean they need a keyboard on their side, or how does it work?
Yeah, they would need to have a keyboard on their side.
Very cool. Well, if they're traveling, are they doing it on their iPads, or are they
They can do that.
Okay.
They can have, and just small keyboard. I have a roll-up keyboard.
Oh, very nice.
That's Bluetooth
very
accessible.
Nice.
So it's the same. You can just roll it up and put it in your suitcase.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to meet you. Thank you so much for letting us go deeper on this. Any questions that I should have asked that I didn't?
No. I think I'll just let you know that I also have materials online.
Okay.
At Keys to Imagination. I'm an author.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about your author business.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I've written world music materials.
Oh, very cool.
And I have some materials there, Keys to Imagination.
We'll add those links as well.
That's right.
Okay,
great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to meet you. Thank you so much.
So nice to meet you.
All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right,
it was wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you.